Have you started your business but feel like it's just stagnant? Maybe you are busting your booty all over the internet trying to find clients, begging people to work with you, hustling, 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 but you have no results. Here is one of the main things I think you may have missed the boat on. Many coaches out there in the business world have taught, including myself, that we should start with micro content. You know what I'm talking about. Those reels, those shorts on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook posts, all the little tiny content. But there is so much power in long form content. Yes, long form content can be your BFF if you want more time, more clients, easier consistency, and of course, more cash in your bank. But what is the best long form content for your business? Well, let's talk about that today. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to the podcast about podcasting, where you guessed it, we're talking all things podcasting, but not just in the sense of strategy of how to launch, grow, and monetize your show. Of course, you're going to get that, but we're also going deep into how podcasting can help you with your self-care, build your community, build your confidence, and if you're willing to lean deep into this platform, it can be your ticket to the life of your dreams because it'll inspire you to go deeper with your self-love. And we all know success starts from within. If you are ready to stop being a ripple in this world and bust out your tsunami of change you know you were made for, it's podcasting for your soul. So let's dig in. So you are super clear on what you want to do, how you want to serve. You know your ideal client. You know that you have an offer. You know how you can serve the world. Yet, you are creating posts every day. You've heard someone say you must post 3 times a day. You must post 5 times a day. Maybe you're on Pinterest and you're like, oh my goodness, now I have to do, idea reels, and you're on regular reels and idea pins. And oh, I've got to now jump over here. Now I've got to get on TikTok. And it just becomes super exhausting. You are busting your butt creating hours and hours and hours of content that is only around for a microsecond, right, in your life? We don't want that. What a lot of people fail to realize is that long form content, although it takes longer to grow with, it doesn't give you that instant ego gratification of a like or a comment, but that long form content is what is actually going to be your ticket to that time freedom that you want. Creating content that is evergreen, that lasts longer than the algorithm, something you don't have to fight with. But what most of us don't want to do is take the time to set up that long form content. And this is where I work a lot with my clients, and I've worked with myself. I've been doing this 5 years of struggle until I found podcasting. 5 years of struggle till I realized the power of YouTube. 5 years of struggle till I understood how powerful a blog and SEO really was for me and my business. And it's a shame. And this is why I want to put this out in the world is that, in your top few steps of getting your business started, if you are just starting, this is for you. If you are already started and you're done with the struggle, this is for you. If I could go back in time, this is the one thing I would recommend to myself is, hey, get your poop together. Yeah, get your stuff together and actually get super clear on your messaging, your person, your one offer, and start with long form content. Start with truly serving in a way that your audience can walk away with a win. Yeah, sometimes you can walk away with a win from a reel or a post, but most of the time you're getting the deeper connections with something like podcasting, something like a YouTube channel, something like a step-by-step blog, right? So you really have to take that step back. So I believe that you should have at least one of those 3, either a blog, a YouTube channel, or a podcast. There is a way to have all 3 where you can repurpose them, but you must repurpose in a way that actually makes sense because I see so many podcasters just recording themselves talking, throwing it on YouTube and hoping for the best. Although you might get some views, that's not going to be truly serving because the platform is a little different, right? So you have to really focus on that. You also have to think about the audience. So when you're thinking about blogs, there's billions of blogs out there. When you're thinking about YouTube channels, millions and millions, if not billions of YouTube channels. Then you have long form audio. Yes, bring in the podcast, where we're still around 2 million. We're still the wild, wild west, but we are getting millions and millions and millions of listeners each day. That's pretty good odds when you're starting to think about stuff. So with the right planning and with that clarity, your long form content of service in a podcast or audio form is really a good idea for your business. It's a way to get a lot more time freedom back, right? Because this podcast maybe takes me an hour a week. I spend about an hour a week. And let's be real, I will batch content stuff. So I will take 4 to 5 hours a month and I will batch content. I will make a list of on all the episodes I want to create. I will record them. I will do the basic editing, which let me tell you, if you're afraid of editing, there are so many hacks out there. Stick around. I will teach you these. You can come into my community and I will share things with you. Podcasting is not as scary as you think it is, but I spend maybe 5 hours a month on this podcast. That means my Pinterest graphics. That means my SEO research, because I've done so much work in the beginning. I've gotten so clear. I've created that SEO that I really understand who I'm talking to. I understand that you're in that struggle mode, that you're like, if I have to create one more post, you're forcing content out at this point. You are no longer enjoying it. Maybe you've even applied for some jobs. Well, that's because everything that you're creating, that half an hour or hour you spent learning that reel, that dance for that reel, when you could actually in that hour have 2 podcast episodes out that were serving people that if positioned correctly were driving audiences in, man, that's the gold right there. That's the ticket to that freedom. Most of us wanted the time freedom. We wanted the location freedom. We wanted the financial freedom of not having to work for someone else. Yet we've strapped ourselves into this content monster, this content hustle that is no better than a corporate job. It's no better than working for the man. Being a slave to the algorithm sounds like garbage to me. But if you really take the time to take that minute and go back and start at the beginning of like clarity, getting super clear on your ones. We've talked about that before. And then starting with long form content, this podcast, again, it becomes so many things for me. It becomes Pinterest graphic. Again, something searchable by Google. It becomes, on occasion, a post on my social media. It becomes a YouTube or a Pinterest idea pin or whatever they're called now, which is kind of like the reel of Pinterest world because I'm all about using SEO. It becomes a lesson. It becomes a way to connect so deep into your thoughts, your beliefs, your powers, your audience. You can connect in such a beautiful way that it's like nothing else. YouTube channels are great too, but they're slower to build because there's more competition. Blogs are great, but they're again slower to build because there's more competition. Right now is still a sweet spot to get into podcasts because more and more people are realizing the power. You've just spent 9 minutes with me. If you were on my Instagram channel or TikTok, I get 5 seconds of your time, 10 seconds of your time before you click off? It is a deeper connection where you can actually serve. And then you can create micro content from this. Do I believe that all social media is bad? No. But I don't believe you should be a slave to social. I believe there's a way you can use social and you can be spending less than 90 minutes a week to build your social and build your social communities like Facebook. 90 minutes a week max if you're going to hang out on social media. Because this hunting and fishing and seeking out and being a slave and posting so much and having to create so much content, it's exhausting. And it doesn't leave time for what you really need to do, which is serve and be paid to serve, right? So I challenge you to really think about what long form content would be best for your business. And if you haven't gotten the hint, for me, it's podcasting. I can show up, who doesn't get a great idea in the shower? I get out of the shower, I'm still in my towel, I run to my office, I sit down in front of my microphone and I share from my heart. If it was a live, I'm sure I would be shut down for showing up in a towel or in nothing, and you might lose that moment trying to get ready to be put together enough to show up on video. You can make editing easy. You can make everything easy. It's not as complicated as you think. The part that gets complicated is when you don't have the clarity, when you don't put in the actual foundations. And the beautiful thing is that your long form content becomes that solid foundation that makes your business unshakable. If you do not have some form of long form content, you are really missing out. And I challenge you to come hang out with us again inside the community, because we're always talking about podcasting for your business, getting clear on your business. My mission is what I call the deity. So awakening the deity inside. So that's discovering who you are, embodying that message, inspiring to leave an impact, transforming your tribe, because your legacy awaits. And that's what the deity method is all about. That's what we're constantly talking about inside the community. But that foundation, the discover, the embody, and the inspire, for me, is that long form content based in audio of what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to you in your ear. I'm telling you the stories of, I was there. I was burnt out. I was waking up and going to sleep on my phone, looking for people, so disappointed if I couldn't get the algorithm to cooperate with me, going live every day, creating all this content, showing up for reels, doing all the things. And I was burnt out. I was sick, and I was applying to go back to accounting, because if this was entrepreneur life, it wasn't what I wanted. Then I discovered podcasting. I started networking with amazing people. It saved my life. It pulled me out of a deep, dark depression, because I got to meet some amazing people and actually connect with people and not just sell to them. And it did everything for my business. My podcasts are where 95% of my profits come from, is directly from my shows. So I want you to start really thinking about, is the time that you're spending marketing in the way that you're marketing right now truly benefiting your business? Have you put the energy into your podcast, or have you just let it fizzle out? If you do podcasting correctly, if you have the right foundations for your podcast, if you use the right strategy, you can spend 2 hours a week and fill your coaching programs, sell your products from your network marketing company, if you position it correctly. This isn't some willy-nilly strategy. Yes, there's a lot of that I do speaking from the heart, but if you approach this with some intention, with some strategy, and you fill it with heart, you are unstoppable. So again, I hope that you really see how important having a solid foundation of a long-form content is for you. I double dog dare you to come inside my Facebook community, Feed Your Business with Love, and share with me what long form content you are deciding to use. The more you guys engage, not only do you get engagement from the other community, because it's a co-created space, but I also have prizes for the most active people. And those prizes include things like me helping you with your launch, helping you with your podcast growth, helping you with strategies to monetize. There's always cool free gifts in there that I do for people who participate. So get your booty over there, start thinking about what long form content you are going to use, and start being intentional. This is final quarter of this year, guys. Let's not have this year go out with a let's have it go out with a bang, and then start the new year on a fresh foot that's moving up the hill, that's moving up the ladder, that's filling your heart, filling your soul, and filling your bank account. So go out, make today amazing, because you are worthy, you are wonderful, you are enough. You deserve to be you, to stand in your power, to share your gifts. Your gifts are enough, and you deserve to be paid for them. So go out and do the thing, and I will see you soon.